All right, we're back again with Dewey, and Dewey's got a special project. I don't know what he's got going on, but he called me over to show me about some special stuff that he wants to look into.
Well, what it is, AJ, is it's chick season. A lot of you out there interested in getting chickens for the spring. It's a spring type of deal, and I thought I'd try to educate some people on what you'll need and what it all involves. So, just out of curiosity, AJ, what do you know about chickens?
Dude, I know three things about chicken.
Okay.
I know Popeye's chicken, Kentucky Fried Chicken, and Church's Chicken.
Yes, chickens is good eating.
Other than that, I know nothing else about raising chickens, Dewey. Nothing else.
All right, well, hopefully I can educate you, and hopefully you can get some chickens too, AJ.
I hear you, Dewey.
If you're thinking about getting chicks and you're wondering whether or not, you're scrolling through YouTube here to find out what it all involves, it's not a big deal. It's very easy. I'm going to prove to you today that even a hillbilly like me can do it. So you can do it too. And if you're interested at all in raising chickens, I say go for it. So let's try to put your mind at ease as to what you'll need. We'll go over some of the stuff you need, what you need to raise the chickens to keep them safe, keep them healthy, blah, 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 all this good stuff. And then we'll go reveal the babies. I got 50 chicks I ordered in.
Oh, wow, it's a lot.
Some from Honduras, some from Mexico, some...
Oh, wow, you got a little bit of everything.
I'm into chicks. Anyway, let's go over what we got going on here, AJ.
Okay, enjoy the video.
Hey, YouTubers. Let's go over what you're going to need for chickens and whatnot. First of all, you're going to need a confinement area for your chicks. The main part of your chick coop is the brooder house. Essentially, a brooder is just some place to contain the chicks to keep them out of breezes, wind, and whatnot, and provide them with an area. We'll open up the lid here, and you can see I got a heat lamp in here. I've got a spot in here that's approximately 100 degrees for them to go to warm up if they get cold. So we'll open it up here. You can take a gander. If AJ can bend over, I don't know that old man if he can bend over, but the heat lamp is in there. So right in about this area right in here, I had my food thermometer in there, my meat probe, my grilling probe. Don't get excited. They're not going to get salmonella. There's no chickens in here yet. So right in about here is about 100 degrees. So they have from 100 degrees all the way out here to 50 degrees, whatever it is here in the shop. So they've got an easy run to go. Speaking of salmonella, that's one very important one that you might want to... The chicks, as you will see here when I bring them in here, they're so cute. And the kids are going to want to love and cuddle them and blah, 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 which is fine. Don't sweat it. I mean, but when you handle the chicks, and especially the kids, after they're done handling the chicks, it's a good idea to wash up and whatnot before you go rubbing the tears out of your eyes because you had to walk away from the chicks, you know, whatever. But they do carry salmonella. It's a natural thing in the chickens. I personally am not worried about it, but it is a concern for people about getting salmonella, so beware. They're cute and cuddly, but they still carry the salmonella disease, so that's one thing to be cautious of. I do not think you need nearly this big of a setup. I've got 50 chickens coming that I'm going to put in here, and I do have a big setup because I did not get these chickens vaccinated for coccidiosis or... there's another one out there too that they vaccinate them for. But I'm a strong believer that if you let the chickens have their space and you don't crowd them like they do in confinements for store-bought eggs, a lot of your store-bought eggs, they're all huddled in a little spot. Yes, they're going to transmit diseases and get these diseases. Simply, I believe it's a nature's way of thinning the herd. So if you give your chickens plenty of space, I don't believe you need to have all these vaccines. As a matter of fact, all these chickens will get is regular chick starter feed, non-medicated. Get it at Bone Guards or at your local Tractor Supply or Menards, wherever they have chicken supplies. Non-medicated chick feed, and I will be giving them electrolytes and vitamins in their water, but that's about it. Other than that, they get none. I know when my hen hatched her chickens outside, I never gave them no electrolytes, no nothing, and them 5 chickens, I'll show you them out here now. They're still alive and very healthy chickens. They're enjoying their life. So, like I said, I've got a way bigger cage here than what you need, so don't freak out on the size of this. The only reason why I have this size is because I like my chickens to have room. I will be raising these chickens in here for 4 weeks, 4 to 6 weeks, and then this project is the first official fundraiser for Full Circle Green. I will be selling these chicks once they reach 4 weeks old, to where when they're 4 weeks old, they'll be fully feathered and all this and that. You don't need the brooder house anymore. You can put them in your chicken fence or your chicken coop outside, which we'll go out and show you where these guys have to go after they're done with the brooder house and getting fully feathered and all that good stuff. So, have you got any questions, AJ?
So is this the best time to start raising chicks?
Well, actually, a lot of people will wait till later on. You'll notice when the chicks start showing up in bone guards and wherever else they sell chicks. You can raise chicks any time of the year. I more or less am starting these because it takes 18 to 24 weeks for chickens to start laying eggs. So I started these out. If I would have had this idea sooner, I would have probably started these out in January so that you could come and get a chicken that was ready to start laying eggs. The sooner you start with your chicks, the sooner you're going to get eggs. And I guarantee you, you're going to love a farm fresh egg way better than you will a store-bought egg. Plus that, the animal husbandry and raising your own chicks is a lot better environment than the cage birds that they have buku thousands in a cage. And all they're there for is to eat, feed, and lay eggs. They're not like my chickens that get to enjoy the outdoors and dig and scrub. And the biggest thing you're going to miss out with them store-bought eggs is the companionship of chickens. They are awesome creatures. They are miniature little dinosaurs that you can control.
Okay.
So they're awesome.
Yep. So another question. So basically, for someone to get started, they just need to have like enough room for their chicks, some food, some water,
Correct.
maybe the shots if that needs to be done.
Yes. Yep.
But are they basically easy to raise?
They're very easy to raise. They're actually a very strong creature. Hoover's Hatchery is where I get my chicks from, and they say to have 1/2 to 1 square foot per chick or per chicken for newborn to 6 weeks old. So right now I've got a 5x11 cage, so I got 55 square feet in here, so I can easily raise my 50 chickens in here, and they'll have plenty of room all the way up to the 6-week mark, which I don't plan on having them in here any longer than 6 weeks.
Okay.
Hopefully they're all sold by the 4th week.
Yeah, no, I understand
is the goal. But yes, they're very easy to grow. They're very hardy. They eat a lot of kitchen scraps, which cuts down on your chicken feed. I mean, if you're buying feed for them and stuff and whatnot, yes, you're going to have some investment, but you're still going to get your eggs cheaper than what you can, well, I shouldn't say that. You will get farm fresh, organic, so to speak, free range eggs a lot cheaper than what you can buy them for at the store. Some places they're getting $4 to $6 a dozen of eggs. You can raise your own farm fresh eggs a lot cheaper. Now, if you go buy caged chicken eggs where they're producing billions of eggs a day, yes, you can pick up a dozen eggs for 50 cents. You're not going to raise chickens and get eggs for 50 cents a dozen. No way. Yeah. But you're getting a lot better quality product, in my opinion.
Okay. No, I definitely understand that.
So it's a matter of, and the other thing too that you get out of chickens is the companionship. They're really cool creatures. They really are. And people say the dumb chickens. I'm thinking the chickens anymore are smarter than us humans if you look around our society and what we're doing. Yeah. But I'm not going to go there. It's too early in the day. It's only, what, freaking 10 o'clock in the morning?
It's about 10 a.m.
I can't get there yet. My God, it'll ruin my whole day. So, but I think some of the other things that you'll need is you'll need feeders, water feeders. There's 2 different types of feeders. You've got the old water feeder here, which is a gravity flow. As the chickens drink, they drink water out of there. Now, some people will tell you to put marbles in here or whatnot so the chickens don't drown. I've never had a chicken drown in one of these yet, so it's up to you. If you want to put rocks in here so they can pick between the rocks to get their water, they can't crawl in here and drown. I've never had a chicken drowned in one of these yet. Okay. But these are dirty and messy because the chickens, even these little fuzz bowls, are going to be scratching and kicking up the bedding that I have in here. You're constantly cleaning these. So I want to train these chickens. The other type of water feeder is, they call it a nipple water feeder. And the way this one here works, the chick comes here and they peck on this here, and the water comes out.
Oh, okay.
And then they get their water. So they peck on that. So I'm putting both options in there for them because I'd much rather go with this one here. This one stays nice and clean. They can't scratch and get stuff in there. As you can see, the water is yellow. That's because I have the electrolytes and the vitamins and whatnot in the water.
And what kind of bedding do you have in there?
This is just wood shavings.
Okay.
They recommend pine shavings that you get in the bale at at Boomgars and whatnot. I had these wood shavings. These are white oak.
Okay.
So white oak is okay for them. You don't want to have walnut wood shavings because walnut, I guess, is an acidic wood.
Okay.
Which is not good for them. You're not supposed to use walnut shavings for any bedding, for any critters.
Okay.
So these here were good white oak wood shavings that I got from a buddy of mine.
Okay.
Then you'll need a feeders. If you want to save feed, I was telling you how these little fuzz balls will scratch. I mean, it's nature for chickens to scratch and dig in the dirt and have a good time because they're looking for bugs and grubs. So they'll scratch. So these here are set up so that they can't get in there and scratch. All they can do is stick their little head in there and peck. You'll save a lot of food. If you just put this in an open tray like this here, the chicken... I'm going to end up spilling this stupid thing. You watch. So if you have an open feeder like this, first thing them little birds are going to do, they can't just come up here and eat out of the trough like a normal animal would. No, they got to stand here and they're going to scratch and kick and whatnot, and you have food all over the place.
Okay.
So if you want to save yourself some food, invest in these little measly, I think they're like $2.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, it's a no-brainer.
Okay.
And then, excuse me, Corona. Anyway. No, I've already been there, done that. We're good. We're good. So another thing that the chickens need, chickens have gizzards. And they take their food in, and in order to digest their food, it goes through a gizzard, which is a muscle membrane that they pick up little rocks and whatnot, which this is just crushed granite, is all it is. I siphoned or sifted through the regular chicken grit to get all the small stuff for these guys. But essentially, they'll eat rocks and whatnot when they're outside pecking around, and that gets in their gizzard. They hold that in their gizzard, and that's what actually grinds up their food.
Okay.
So they can digest it. So I will put that in there for them too. I don't know that they'll use a whole lot of it at the beginning here. I'm not sure. I'm sure they got little itty bitty gizzards because they're small. And you're probably wondering, how is it? Because I mail ordered these. Not mail order bride, mail order chicks. There's a big difference.
Exactly. Exactly. I hear you.
You're probably wondering, how is it that they can ship these things in the mail with no water, no food, no nothing, and they might be able to go blah, blah, blah. Well, in nature, the mother hen has to sit on the eggs until all of them hatch.
Okay.
So in their natural evolution, the baby chick stores a yolk sac inside of its body, and that's what they feed on, and they can last for 3 days without food or water from when they hatch.
That's amazing.
So it's kind of a cool aspect of the chickens. That's how they're able to... I'm pretty sure these chickens were hatched yesterday, and they shipped them out yesterday, and I picked them up in the mail this morning at 9 o'clock, or 8:45 this morning. 9 o'clock by the time I got there. So if there aren't any more questions, let's go get my babies.
Okay, let's go check on the chicks.
All right, let's go get the babies. So I got the babies sitting out here in the truck, and my heater's running at 90 degrees, so I'm keeping them nice and warm. It's important to keep them warm. So I got 50 babies in this box. I ordered a Hatchery's Choice. These are all hens. They're all egg layers, but I ordered Hatchery's Choice just simply so I could get all hens and get them sooner. So you can order whatever breed you want, and I couldn't tell you exactly what kind of breeds are in here. All I know is they're cuter than a bug's ear. I don't know, I've never seen a bug's ear, but it's got to be cute, small as it is. So let's see what we got in here. Oh my goodness.
Oh, the different colors. I thought they were all yellow.
No, that's a misnomer actually, because white chickens... Oh, hey buddy, what's the matter? You ain't got your head stuck in there, do you? Oh no, he might have been taking a nap. No, different breeds would come in different colors. I'm pretty sure these are black sex link.
Okay.
Boy, they gave me a lot of them. And I'm not sure if these are Buff Nortongtons. I'd have to get the thing to see. But essentially, no, birds come in different colors, just depending on what kind of bird they are.
Seems like that wouldn't be too comfortable for them to be in there.
Well, they're nice and crowded. If you feel in there, feel how nice and warm they are. Nice and warm.
Oh yeah, they have some heat going on.
Oh yes, they producing the heat. They're using the food that they have in their yolk sac to create heat to keep them warm. And of course, you got a lot of birds in here, so we're going to put these into the feeder or introduce them into the brooding house. Here's another thing I like about my brooding house. Check this out. if I want to take a nap with my babies, I can. I got enough room in here. So one of the things, these chickens are very, very intelligent creatures. I'm going to teach a couple of these where the water is at. And just by dipping their beak in there gently, make sure that he gets a drink. There you go, he got a drink, so now he knows where the water is at.
So you have to do that every time you get chicks?
Not with every one of them. The way I understand, these guys will train each other, but yes, you have to teach them where the water is at.
Oh.
And just by gently touching their beak in there, they'll find out where the water's at. See how he drank?
Yeah, that's awesome.
So he knows. So I'm going to put him underneath the heat so that he knows where the heat's at. And I got to keep a count on these things. So while I unload these,
okay, that's 2.
help me keep count here. So
3.
these guys here, that's definitely a different chicken than that one there. So I'm just going to do a few of these so they know where the water's at.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Good girl. Good girl. Now, you don't want to dump their head in there and drown them, of course. Duh.
Yeah.
So that's 3.
No. Yep.
So let's see if we can get this guy here to... I don't know, this one's going to be a little tougher, but I really want to get him to learn how to use this nippler because... Come on, buddy. Them things, they might push too hard for these little guys. There you go, water. Did you get any?
You got a little bit, yeah.
There you go. Good girl. Good girl. So hopefully they'll use this water because, like I said, the nipple waters are so much nicer. So we got 4 there.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to keep track of these guys now. So we got 4, 6, 8. And be gentle with these guys. They are babies. 2, 4, 6, 8. 10. I can't walk and talk here at the same time.
You're fine.
10,
Do what you got to do.
12, 14, 16, 18, 20. Oh, sorry, buddy. 22. 24.
Oh, so that's like 25 on each side.
25.
So the math, if he's right, yeah, it should be 25
So
on that
these
side.
must be different than these guys here, because I noticed they got the white crown on top of their head.
Mm-hmm.
See that little guy over there? He's already finding the water, and he wasn't one I trained. So we had 25 there. 27. 28. I got to go with numbers.
28. Go ahead.
28.
28.
30. 32, 34, 36, 38, 40, 42, 44, 46.
Oh, yeah, you have 50 for sure.
8 and 50. So Hoovers came through. They hatched out for me.
So I guess he believed that his count would be right and nothing would be dead, you know what I mean? Because usually they might have thrown a bonus one.
You'd think.
But no, that's good that they're all healthy. I mean,
Well,
they're
I'm sure
healthy,
they're
alive.
They're in it for the money, and they got to make their numbers work too.
Exactly.
So,
No, I hear you. I'm glad everything's alive. Nothing's like dead.
and they do have, I believe it is 48 hours guarantee after I receive them. So now I'll go and let them know that my birds did come in and whatnot.
Yeah.
So one thing to notice when you put your birds in their brooder, we're wondering about the temperature. Now I check this temperature with the light, or with the food thermometer, my meat probe that I use on my grill. So I know it's about 100 degrees under the light. But if you watch your chicks will tell you.
Getting water.
Yep, they're getting the water ready. See, they found the water pretty quick, didn't they?
Okay,
That one's still drinking off of the floor, but yep. See, as soon as one of them finds it, they'll teach the other ones.
That's awesome.
So you watch your chicks If your chicks are all balled up underneath the light, that means the light's too far away and they're cold.
Okay.
If they're in a ring around the outside of the light, but all huddled together, that means your light is too hot and they can't get in the middle because it's too hot. Now, if they're running around like they're doing here, they're having a good time. Okay. My light must be okay.
That's good.
That, and they just come in out of the truck. So they're out running around. I do have access for them to go outside. I would say within a week, they're going to be out here playing around. Because when my mother chicken raised her chicks, she was out 3 days old. Them chicks were out running around in the yard eating grass and having a good time. I mean, it was just like they were totally at it. And they're already going out.
That is crazy.
So they're evidently they're happy. They're not cold. Otherwise, they'd be underneath the light. These guys out here are perfectly fine. And as you see, they're already starting to pick and scratch. I mean, these chickens are just, there's one there. They're drinking like banshees. Well, there is one in the water. You crackhead. I was just saying how I've never drowned one yet. Now there you go. Hop in there. You think you're a duck? Good grief.
That was awesome. So is there any, okay, so they scratch on the bedding. They eat over there.
Yep. And then I'm going to put them some grit in here too so that they can work their little gizzard. So yeah, they'll be eating. I'm sure they'll figure out where the food is at. Because they're very inquisitive. They'll find out and they peck at everything. So you can see they're already investigating that. And they will eat some of the wood chips. That's why it's another reason why you don't want to use walnut chips in here. And the coarser the bedding, of course, the better. I mean, I wouldn't put wood chips in here, but wood shavings, you're supposed to use because there's a lot less dust the coarser your wood is. But they're lined up on the water, so they're finding the water fine. And I only trained 2 chickens in the water is all I did. But they're already learning from each other. They're very intelligent creatures, I think.
Yeah, they are. They're fast, too.
And they're so cute and soft. And like I said, when you go to... All right, yes.
Oh, so one...
Yes. I hope they can push that little nippler. There you go, buddy. Check that out. Yeah, there's some water there. Oh. Yeah, good job. Good job, baby. Let's make sure that... Here you go. Here you go. Yep. It's good for Papa. It's good for you. Go ahead. There you go. Right there. Yeah. You're figuring it out. Yeah. Yes. All right. So I can do away with them nasty. They're dirty. You can see already in the grit. What was it? 2 minutes? Yeah. They already got wood chips in the grit. Yeah. When the wife comes down here, I'm going to have her come down. I have to go to work today, but I'd love to sit here and watch these guys all day. But I'll have the wife come down and check on them in an hour or so, or 2 hours, and see what they're doing with the light.
How often do you feed them? Like, you just wait till that's all empty, basically? Is that how it works?
I keep them fresh. I mean, when you're first starting out, especially their water, you're going to find out that these little creatures, I've got their water up on a board, just simply because I found out if I set it right on the mulch, they'll have that whole tray buried in a matter of no time, and then they don't have water. Yeah. So I set it up on the board like that to try to keep it a little cleaner and whatnot, but... You need to check on your baby chicks minimum twice a day, morning and evening. And you're going to find out once you have them, you're going to be at work going, I want to go home and see my chicks. Yeah. I mean, they're very addictive creatures. Cute. And like I said, the kids are going to love them. Teach your kids to be gentle with them because they are gentle. I wanted to have my dog down here. I don't know why she didn't come down. I should go check, see if the wife let her out. Because that's another thing. If you have dogs, this is the time to introduce your chicks to your dogs and let your dog know that these are not for eating. These are for lifestyle or whatever. Yeah, them little guys, they are happy. I didn't think they'd be out of this brooder house at all. But I keep the shop right around 45, 50 degrees, so they're not going to freeze up. I see one's in the grit back already. And how they know when they need grit, I don't know, but...
That's crazy.
If you provide it for them, they'll go. Another thing you'll notice, too, with your chicks, and don't freak out, they can be walking along and all of a sudden they'll just plop. Okay. They lay down and take a nap. Oh. Not a big deal. It's not that they just fell over dead. Okay. They're still alive. They're just taking a nap. Okay. If they lay there for more than 5 minutes and don't get up, then you might want to check, see if they're alive. Okay. Don't freak out because they go. But yeah, they've already found the feeder, so I know they found the feed. Okay. I got a little black one over there. I think them are sex link with the little crown on top of their head. I think them are sex link.
So I got a question for you now.
Okay.
how do you figure out if your town or your county allows you to have chickens?
Thank you.
Because
Thank you.
I know we can't have roosters, you know, for a fact.
Most towns will allow you to have a certain amount of chickens, and I don't know what the ordinance are for Forest City or Lake Mills or any of these, but I'll tell you what, if you go to your city council or you go to your city ordinance office, whatever, and if they tell you that you're not allowed to have chickens, you give me a call and I'm going to visit your town, because that is BS that you are not allowed to have chickens. They're awesome. Look at these little guys. They are just going nuts. I never expected them to be put out there.
Yeah.
I did not expect
That's
them
awesome.
stupid things to come out of there. So, really, girls. So and here too, right out here now, this is probably only about 55 degrees out here. So if they're going to want to come out and get out under the brooder, I don't have no problem with that. So being they like to scratch and scratch, I'm going to throw some of this grit over there where I didn't put any bedding. And as they get bigger, of course, they're going to spread this bedding out, but as they get bigger, I'll put bedding in the rest of this too, so they have it. But I never imagined them little guys would go out crazy like this. I'm also going to throw some chick food over there too.
So what made you want to do, like, start raising your chickens for the profit, Dewey?
Well, simply because if you was to go buy these things at 4 weeks old, they're very expensive.
Okay.
Very expensive. I can't see why you would charge somebody that much. I'm hoping that I can sell these for $15 a chick at 4 weeks old. And if I can, then I can make a little bit of money for a Full Circle Green Education Center. And you can get your chickens a heck of a lot cheaper without having to do the broodery and all. I mean, to me, this is the fun part. This and gathering eggs. These little guys are they're going nuts. They're going absolutely nuts.
So I'm going to shoot a question at you. It's financially. Why do you think some people raise their prices when it comes to making bargains? You know what I mean? Like, your prices are reasonable. It's affordable for like any income level of family. But some people charge, say, so much more. You know, why do you think your prices would be? Is it just how your heart is?
Because number one, I don't have employees taking care of these chickens. Anytime you involve employees, put it this way, I don't know how it is in Iowa, but in Minnesota, if you have somebody that you're paying freaking $20 an hour, it is costing that company $40 an hour to employ that person. By the time you get workman's comp and insurance and taxes and all this blah, 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 blah. So they have a lot more invested when they have people raising or employees raising them. I'm doing this out of my time. I did not figure any of my time in there. I've got about a day and a half in building this contraption, which I have. This is in my blacksmith shop, and I only use this for probably 2 months out of the year. So I've got it set up where I take out, I believe it is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I take 10 screws out, and this entire setup will stack up against the wall. These here just lay on top. And mainly the reason why I have this, I would not need a top on this, but I've got 3 cats running around in here. I'm pretty sure 3 cats would love these chickens. I cannot believe them things are out and about. That just blows my mind. But there's proof. You'll see a lot of people, and there's nothing wrong with it. You get the old cattle water tank, you know, and you put your birds in there, you put your heat lamp, and you build them a brooder house. Nothing wrong with that at all. Don't get me wrong. You can do that. You can do a lot smaller scale than this. I'm an animal lover, and I love animals, and so these guys, I mean, look at the room they got to play here in. I never would have guessed that they'd have been out this early. I never would have guessed that. But there is no wind or breezes in here. This is inside. But as you can see, they're pretty durable little guys. I can't believe they are out. That just blows my mind. I really didn't think I'd see them out there for at least 2 or 3 days. Not the first day. But as I can see, some of them are underneath there warming up. But I know that they're still warm because they're out running around. And they're going in and out. So it's not like they're huddling up to stay warm. They go in, warm up a little bit, and out they go, and away they go again. So I think it is sweet.
That's awesome.
I think it's very sweet. But yes, here again, if you're thinking about getting chickens, don't think about it anymore. Get yourself set up and go. The biggest hurdle with getting chickens is your initial setup. I mean, you're going to have a cost in heat lamps and feeders and a containment area for them. And then once they get bigger, you're going to have to build a coop for them. So they have a coop and a run, which I'll give you a quick glimpse of mine out here. And here again too, I put together a lot of stuff that I had around here. I've got about, I'm going to say roughly in the neighborhood, $300 wrapped up in my chicken coop and my run out here because of some of the materials I had to buy. I had to buy the siding, I had to buy the hardware cloth, but all the other materials and the screws, of course, and all the other materials was stuff that I had around here, so I just slapped it all together.
Okay.
You know, reuse, reduce, reuse, and recycle. So my chicken coop is a lot of this here is all recycled lumber. All the lumber that on here is recycled. The hinges I had laying around, but all of this lumber here, I ended up buying a lot of lumber from a guy that he had tore down a basement, underground basement or whatever, and he had all the 2x4s and the plywood and whatnot. I mean, some of it's got corners cut out and holes cut in it and this and that, but I pieced together all of this with, I mean, it was all lumber that he had gotten from that he had salvaged out of a house that would have normally went to the landfill. Stupid, but but no, as you can see, they're very happy little girls. I love it. I love to see them all running around. I wish my dog was down here so I could introduce her. I'm a little worried about the cats, but the cats can't get in there, so they should be safe. It's completely enclosed. Holy shit!
One got out. One got out. A Houdini got out.
Oh, shoot. This is not good. No, girls. I guess I'm going to keep you. You little stinker. Glad I saw that.
What'd she get through? Just a little part
she
like
came
that?
out of the goddamn chicken wire.
Fit, oh, wow. I didn't know they could squeeze through that.
I didn't either.
Oh, wow.
So that concerns me. Because if they're out here, the cats can get them.
Yeah.
Girls, I hate to do this. I'm going to have to address that situation. I didn't think they'd get out of the stupid chicken
I didn't either.
wire,
I thought they were too fat.
hey, look at how small they are.
Yeah.
Well, most of them are, I don't know, you didn't even get to handle one, did you? You want to hold one?
Yeah, I'll hold one.
Just be gentle to my baby.
All right.
You'll find how soft, I mean, they are softer than velvet.
Oh, the light.
They're softer than velvet and light.
Oh,
They
cute.
look big because they got a lot of down right now. But as you can see, they're very little. But yeah, I suppose they can fit through the stupid wire.
Oh, that is crazy.
You guys have to go inside. I can't have you guys feeding you. I'm not feeding you to the cats. Come on, girls. Back inside. No, I didn't realize you little boogers would try to sneak. Come on.
Yep, Dewey found out that they could squeeze through the
chicken wire.
So we have to herd them up and.
I don't know. You ever try herding chickens? Come on, girls. Back inside.
No.
Back inside.
So we have to close that off.
What's the proper chicken call? I know cows are saying, hey, boss, hey, chick. No, get back in there, you crackheads.
So what do you want me to put in front of that? You got like a piece of...
I don't know. I'm going to have to get something. Little bastards, get back in there. Come on, you guys stay in there. You're supposed to be in there where it's warm. Go on, shoot. You. This is like frickin' trying to hold a finger over a hole in the dam. Come on, you guys, get back in there. Get back in there. Get back in there.
All right, we problem solved. We found a piece of wood, perfect size.
So now we're screwing around.
Yeah, no pun intended. But here's the deal. Now they got to stay in this section here for a little bit until they get a little bit fatter. But they have plenty of room.
A week and keep them in there. I was not expecting them to leave that brooder house for at least a couple of days, and it didn't take them but a couple of minutes.
Exactly. Wow.
So, there's proof right there in the pudding that a chicken is a lot happier in a free-range, spacious environment than in a freaking confinement where they can't see the daylight out. Okay, they're underneath the light there, so I'm going to come down and check them before I leave to work. And if they stay huddled up like that, then I know that the light is too close. They might have still been nice and warm from when I brought them in from the truck. So I will watch them. Come down and check on them in a half hour. Make sure that your lighting is right, because they'll let you know. If they stay huddled up underneath there like that, all I have to do is lower the light. As you lower the light, you get more temperature. So if I drop that light down, boom, it's going to get a lot warmer for them. But I'm going to leave it here because I'm thinking that's where it needs to be. We'll know more. It's actually a heat lamp, 250 watt light bulb, which is going to run you right in the neighborhood at 0.096 cents a kilowatt. That's costing me what was it now? 46 cents a day to
wow.
run that light. So
Okay.
it's not, you know, you got that light burning 24/7. It's not that expensive. Thank goodness we have cheap energy.
Yeah.
Leave it up to the present administration. That might change.
Oh my God.
Can't go there again, do we? You're in trouble.
So you want to do a quick gander of your other chickens
Yes.
real quick, Dewey?
Thank you. After these guys here get 4 weeks old, they'll be fully feathered. They'll be able to go outside and whatnot. Chickens are very resilient birds. I mean, I do not have heat in my chicken coop, and as you know, we get cold winters here in Iowa.
Mm-hmm.
And I have yet to lose a chicken to the cold yet. So these guys here, oh yeah, see they're out today. Of course, it's a pretty nice day out, but these are the 5 chickens. The 4 there were from one breed, and the rooster there that just hopped down, he's from one of these here chicks that actually hatched out the eggs. So you will need a containment center for them afterwards in a coop. I mean, we've got this video on, we've got a video on this coop and this setup, so I'm not going to spend too much time on it. But essentially, you want a place for them to be able to run around, and mainly to secure them. Here's the other puppy. There's the big girl. So you want to have, so they'll end up going in a coop. Now this coop here is a 8 by 6 by 8, so I can have approximately 15 chickens in there. Which, there again, I don't crowd my chickens that much, but if you want to check out the coop, there's another video, Dewey and his chickens or something, on YouTube. AJ and I did a video on that.
I'll have that on the end of this video.
I want to see if Mika wants to be introduced to the babies. You want to go see the babies, Mika? You want to go see the babies? Come on, Mika. Come on. Okay, so you don't want a big elaborate coop like that. This one here had a little incoming with the tree that fell on it, so it got trashed. But if you want just a setup in your backyard, if you're in town and you just want a few chickens so that you can get, you know, I mean, these chickens during the summertime when they're laying, which the chicks in there will start laying around in July sometime, but them chickens during the summertime, they will be laying you an egg a day. So if you have 3 chickens a day, or 3 chickens, you'll be getting 3 eggs a day. So this would easily handle 3 birds, easily, and this is a relatively cheap, inexpensive coop. I mean, they're built like crap, but they're cheap, and for in your backyard in town, they'd be more than handy. They're very handy for cleaning. You take the tray out to clean them. They got the nesting boxes in there. They got roosting poles. They got a little run for them to be in and whatnot. So this would be something for you in town to be able to have, or even if you're in town and you want to build a chicken coop, I guarantee you the first time you get chickens and raise chickens, you'll be like, why haven't I been doing this for years? They're awesome. They're awesome. And they're a good starter breed. If you're looking at a farm and you got a farmstead, they're a good starter animal to start out for animal husbandry, to raise animals, and pretty soon you'll be having goats and pigs and who knows, rabbits.
So another thing then, okay, you start out with 50, say you sell them all, is there like another limit you want? Is there a certain goal that you're trying to?
It depends on how they go. If these go really good and they all sell out, next time I do this, I'll probably do 100.
Okay.
Just all depends. I mean, I don't know. To me, I personally, I'd rather raise the chicks from chicks and go up, but some people don't want the headache and the hassle of checking on them, making sure, having death loss, because I will have some death loss in this. I can't imagine that I'm going to be able to keep all 50 of these chickens. I will provide them with best I can, but stuff happens. I mean, what do you do, you know? So if people don't want to deal with that, they can. I don't know. I know Hoover's Hatchery is getting, according to, check this out for yourself. You go on Hoover's Hatchery, you can buy a 4-week-old pulleted or raised pullet chicken, which is fully feathered and whatnot, for $39.99. I think that's crazy, but that's entirely, if they can get it for it, they can get it for it, you know.
So
I'll do you a lot better than that, and all of the proceeds go to Full Circle Green Education Center. So I mean, it's for a good cause.
So to reach out to you, you want to throw a link in the description box. You know, will that have access to the website if people want to get hold of you?
I do not have my website set up yet. I'm looking for a good web designer and somebody that can help me out, because I'm about as computer illiterate as can be.
So if someone wants to purchase chickens from you, how could they reach out to you then?
I've got Rachel's going to be doing the marketing end of it. She's going to be on Facebook. I believe she's going on North Iowa Man stuff, and she's also going on, there's some buy and trade deal going on in locally area here. that she's on.
Okay.
That, or give a shout, or let AJ know. AJ will let me know.
Yep.
Or it's too bad I don't have a website.
Yeah, it takes time though. You know.
Yep. Well, it just takes a matter of brains. I mean, I'm not stupid, but when it comes to a computer,
Yeah. I mean, we all have different we all have different things we're involved in. You know what I mean?
Imagine that. We're not all equally intelligent. Are you kidding me? Come
Exactly.
on. Everybody deserves a prize, even if you don't afford, or even if you don't put forth effort, you still get a prize. Yeah, whatever. I'm going there.
I hear you.
I'm not get myself in trouble.
No, you're fine, Dewey. You are fine.
Well, come on, people. I mean, when I was growing up, you got rewarded for good behavior, not bad behavior.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. It's just crazy anymore. I thank you all for taking the time, and like I said in the beginning, if you're thinking about getting chickens, stop thinking about it and just do it. I mean, it is the time of year. Like I said, if you get chicks right now, they should be laying come mid-July. You should start seeing eggs come mid-July. I mean, if you have the setup like here, next year I'm going to probably go in January and I'm going to get chicks and raise them. If I can have another coop outside that I can transfer to them, because I don't want to keep them in here for 4 months in this setup. You know, plus that my shop is going to start smelling pretty good. You know, because they produce doo-doo, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But when they're in the brooder setup like we have here now, as they soil the wood chips, I'll just add more wood chips and whatnot. Go with the deep bed method. They'll be just fine. You want to keep your birds clean, keep their water clean, make sure they have water, make sure they have feed, make sure they have grit, and it's entirely up to you. Excuse me. It is entirely up to you whether you want to have them vaccinated or not. These chickens, I did not get vaccinated because there are a lot of people out there that they want as natural as possible. And you go and vaccinating that chicken, yes, you may increase your chances that they don't get coccidiosis or this other disease, I don't know what it is, or you may get it, but I don't think if you crowd your birds, I don't think you're going to have a problem. But don't take my word for it. I don't know. That's my belief. That's my personal opinion. It's not fact that you're going to or not going to get coccidiosis if you don't vaccinate or vaccinate. So that's totally your call. Me personally, I like natural chickens. They'll be just fine. All of them lived great so far. I'm pretty sure Mama Chicken didn't vaccinate her youngins, and they were out eating off the ground from day one. So they live fine. So just don't crowd your birds. That's another thing. Don't crowd your birds. If you do a little coop like that one I showed you, I would say no more than 3 birds in there. And that was, if you have 3 birds in your backyard, unless you got a huge family, single person shouldn't be eating 3 eggs a day. But hey, if you want to eat 3 eggs a day, eat 3 eggs a day.
Yeah, I understand that. No, I definitely understand that.
You know, I love eggs.
Yeah,
and
me too.
AJ loves chicken.
Yeah.
What was the 3 things you knew?
Popeye's chicken, Church's chicken, and Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Yeah, so there's another reason for growing
Exactly,
these.
Dewey.
You can get a dual-purpose bird because chickens are only good for egg production for probably 3 years. And then after that, they're not. Now, I can't imagine a 3-year-old chicken tasting good, but another chickens to get into, these are not meat birds, but you can get into meat birds to where you raise your own chicken. Instead of supporting Kentucky Fried Chicken and Chester, why not cook them yourself?
Exactly.
And you can do all kinds of things. I love chicken. I could eat chicken every day of the week. But, you know, so hopefully, did you learn anything here today, AJ?
I learned a lot. There's a lot of things I didn't know about chickens.
Good deal.
And I didn't think that it would be able to escape to your chicken wire. So that worked out. We were right here, and everything was good to go. We boxed them in. So I learned a lot about chickens.
We'll have to let them grow a little bit. I didn't think about them getting out. I might go through. I got some hardware cloth. Being they like it out there so much, I might take a piece of hardware cloth on the inside and make a smaller run for them, just so they can come out if they want to come out. I can imagine that they want to be out here where they can see big open spaces more so, and especially with the sunshine coming through the window in the morning, and they can get sunlight. I had that cage built because I didn't want them stupid cats to get in there. I noticed she was already standing up on the air compressor watching. I'm sure they hear them. So, containing the chickens. I don't like to contain my chickens in. That's what the chicken run is all about. It's not so much to hold my chickens as it is to keep predators out. That's one thing, especially if you're living out in the country. Rural area, you got a lot more chance of predator problems.
Yeah.
To where if you live in town, most of the time coyotes and fox and whatnot are not coming into town,
Yeah.
so they're a little shy on people. But you can predator-proof your area. There's electric fencing that you can put around the outside. One guy had an excellent idea, is putting motion detector lights on his coop, so that if a predator comes and when the light flashes on, they don't want to be exposed.
Yeah,
so
that's
off
good.
they go.
That's
so
cool.
I think that's a great.
Yeah.
I'll be putting motion detector lights on my
That's a
coop
good,
this year.
good thought process.
I think
too.
that's an excellent idea.
I like that.
So, I mean, take care of your critters; they'll take care of you. So
That's right.
If there's anything else that we haven't covered, AJ, or any other questions?
No, I think you did a great job
Okay.
on everything that you talked about. You educated me, and I know you educated a few other people as well. And I just want to say,
You guys have any questions or comments, please do leave comments and
Yeah.
questions and spread this video.
That's
Let
right.
people know about it. There's a lot of people out there with the same mindset as you, that they want to get into chickens, but they're not sure they want to grasp onto it.
that's right.
Bottom moral line of the story is not a big deal. Anybody can take care of chickens. I mean,
That's
trust
right.
me, it's not. You can put these things out in your porch in your house, or you can put them in your basement. You put them in your living room in a thing for easily the first 4 weeks. If you have a big enough container for them, you can easily have them in your house for 4 weeks. And granted, you're not going to get much sleep at night because they are loud.
Yeah, they chirp consistently until they sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
So-
awesome though.
But I thank you again for your time, AJ.
Yeah.
Thank you, YouTubers, for
Thank
checking
you.
it out. Thank you for give us a thumbs up on it.
Yeah,
And spread the word, spread
That's
the
right.
love. Let's make it happen.
that's right. Thank you, Dewey.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Bye.